the greatest games of 2019! In our humble opinion.
Yeah, it's totally subjective.
Well, you might not like these. I don't know. We do. Hi guys, I am Randy.
I'm Melon, what's up?
We are talking about our favorite games of 2019.
Yeah, we are talking about that. We've played a decent amount. There are some that we did not get around to. I mean,
well,
there's many. There's hundreds that we didn't get around to.
Oh, yes. Thousands.
But your bread and butter stuff that you've been hearing a lot of, we tried to get all of those played as much as possible. There's still, I think,
never
like
gonna
three.
Catch them all.
There's like three
Pokemon.
bigger ones that... that we didn't get to, but
you'll find out about those later.
You will.
No spoilers here. Now, we've played what, maybe 45 or so
around
games
50
of 2019, like
yes.
brand new 2019 games.
I would say that.
So that is our list based off of those 45 or so games that we've played.
And to be fair, there are some on your list that you were playing like upstairs and I was downstairs, so I didn't play with you.
Some of those may or may not make the list.
Okay. We don't know for each other. This is like a surprise to each other.
We wanted to keep
big surprise. We wanted our reactions to be fresh. We wanted our reactions to be like, real and raw.
Happening. I don't know. Lots of cool buzzwords. Right. We'll insert those maybe.
Put them at the bottom of the screen.
So without further ado, on number 10. And we're starting it off with number 10.
Yes, we are. My number 10, I was going to tell him earlier, and then I stopped myself, and I'm like, no, wait! Because I want your real reaction.
My real reaction. Ready? I'm ready.
You ready? Cartographers.
That's not a real reaction, but I am surprised. Cartographers, totally okay.
Cartographers, okay. I think it's my favorite roll and write game.
It's good.
I like that you can mess with the other person's board. So there's like a point in the game where a monster card's flipped over. You have to pass your player board or your paper, I guess, to the next person. They get to draw these monsters on it to mess with everything you're doing, and then they pass it back to you, and you kind of keep going. And I thought that was really neat.
I like that aspect of it for sure.
Yeah, and just different ways to score.
It has a different scoring. It has the scoring where it's like A and D score, and then B and D. I can't remember all the combinations.
Sky.
Right.
Yeah,
so everything will score twice, but just in different combinations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool. We played that one with the Brothers Murph.
The Brothers Murph. Murphy Brothers.
Murph Bros.
Murph
at Gen
Bros.
Con.
MBs.
Gen Con.
That was cool. That was super fun. We were hanging out with Matthew Jude. Yes. Walking around in the dark. It was like
looking for
10 o'clock, 11, I think. We walk into one of the gaming areas, and there's the bro hands, the broskies, and a bunch of other people who are super lovely. So not only was it a great experience, but the game ended up being really stinking fun and easy to learn.
Yeah, I like that.
That was cool. What's your 10, baby?
My 10 is Wingspan.
What?
Yes, I knew we would get that reaction. That's why I put it on there.
Your list.
No, it didn't. That's not why I put it on there. It did make my list, yes.
I'm kind of surprised.
So, yeah, I've said to many of people that Wingspan, not my favorite game. I like it. It's a really good game. I wouldn't necessarily buy it. But, I've thought about it a few times since then, like, objectively. Yeah. And it is really good.
You know what? I heard really Jason Levine raving about it today. I think wasn't it his number one?
It was his number one.
It was his number one. Everyone was like,
so, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of people's number one.
So I cannot believe how much.
It's probably going to win Game of the Year. I don't see how it can't win Game of the Year.
How can it not? I know. It has been talked down for 10,000 years.
But it's good. So engine building, bird theme, which I actually like.
The theme is awesome.
I think the theme's neat.
Gorgeous.
I like kind of different themes.
Yeah.
It's not a weird theme. It's just different.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Some people are turned off by the birds and things, but
I don't know why that would be. Whatever. I mean, if it's a good game, you can make a game about knitting socks.
Well, that's because we're Euro gamers, so...
Oh, that's true.
That helps.
That's what that is.
But very good engine building goodness. I like it a lot. Great looking components. Good package. I know there's a couple of, production issues here and there. They took care of, I think, all of those at this point. Expansion, I'd like to give that a shot with European birds.
And isn't the dice tower... doesn't it come with an amazing dice tower in it? Yeah, okay. So cool. I didn't know if that was somebody that they brought it along.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, dang, they came in the box.
Pretty good stuff. Number 10. Continue on to our number 9.
So my number 9, also 9 with an N, is the game Res Arcana.
Oh, Res Arcana.
Yeah, this is fun seeing each other's reactions. I like it. I'm glad we kept it a secret.
I'm actually a little surprised it's not higher on your list.
Because there's other cooler stuff.
Well,
okay.
Apparently there's 8 cooler stuffs.
Cooler stuffs. I don't love engine building.
That's true.
That game is that.
That's true.
But what I love about it is there is so much bang in one little box.
Yep.
It is so easy to
Lots
teach.
Of stuff.
You feel like you have done so much in a pretty short amount of time. I think we played it at like 2, 3, and 4, I believe.
Played it all, yeah.
And it's not overly long. One thing that I've heard people be frustrated with is like you feel like you finally get things going and then the game's over. But I like that about it.
That's true, but some people will play the longer game.
Yeah.
But then, if you play too long of a game, you're just not going to be able to reap everything.
Exactly.
So you're trying to find that perfect balance because the other person might be doing a longer game also. Then it's just whose engine's better.
Right.
So seeing what other people are doing, if they're going to try to get the quick, 10 points as quick as they can, just by like one here, one there, instead of getting like all 10 of them in one round, that's cool because you're trying to figure that out and then adjust your strategy accordingly. Yeah. Best part about this game, you get to see every card you're going to have in your hand beforehand. And then which order they come out, that's where the game is.
Yeah.
So you might, your engine might be really slick with that one card that happens to be on the bottom of the deck. Well, it takes a little while to get through your deck to get to that one. Now, there's ways of mitigating that. You can discard for points or for resources. A couple other things you can draw more cards up. That's the best part. And then just adjusting how that...
Thus, number 9. Thus, it made my top 10.
That's a good one.
What's yours?
Well, mine is Watergate. Now, Ellen, you don't like this one.
I'm so surprised at that.
You don't like this one very much. And I like it.
Okay.
A lot.
We've played it 3 times now, I believe. One of them was live.
Yes.
My opinion went up by like the 3rd game. I get it.
It's good.
It's cool.
2-player, like asymmetric.
But I don't think about it after the fact, which is big for me.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, I don't know that I would even really remember it.
While
you're playing it, it's super fun. Like,
every time I play it, I'm like, this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
It might even be higher on my list. Maybe if we played it more, but you're not too fond of it. Yeah. But yeah, Watergate, asymmetric 2-player game about the
Nixon
Watergate scandal, obviously.
Starts with a water, ends with a gate. I can't.
Trying to put these 2 words together somehow. Gate water,
that's it. Nailed it. Yeah.
Really cool. You have the press versus the president, and you're the back and forth. A lot of historic facts in it. You can even use this as a historic game, I think, like in a classroom setting.
There's like actual quotes in the game from people.
It has background history too.
Yeah, it's that's really cool.
Real pictures, but done well, not just you're pasted on. Here's a photo I found off the internet.
That's a good quality.
It's neat. I like it.
Yeah.
Climbing up the ladder, we're going to number 8.
Yes, we are. And my number 8 is Black Angel. I totally forgot for like 5 seconds.
Black Angel. I thought this would make your list.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's a crossover with you. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I first saw it at Gen Con, and they had like a huge sign for it. I got a picture in front of it.
It was a little bit of a surprise hit at Gen Con, because not surprise hit, but like I knew it was coming, but not until like pretty close to Gen Con.
Exactly, and didn't it sell out?
They sold out, and I think they flew copies in.
Okay.
And then they ended up selling out again,
We took a gander at it on a table that was set up, and right when I saw the pieces, I was like, oh my gosh, because it has those little pink little thingies. Put it in the spaceship and then fly around. It's so cute.
You're a sucker
but besides that, the game was so good. It was
really good.
Huge brain burner. Oh my gosh. Yep. There's so much that you're trying to look at on your own board. And then of course, you have Black Angel, the spaceship. That's the name of the spaceship.
Right.
And you're heading towards... Oh, what's the planet's name? Shoot, no, I can't remember.
Spez?
Spez?
Spez? I think it's Spez.
Someone's yelling at us right now. Shoot, I can't remember. You're heading towards this planet, and you're trying to get these things done before you arrive there. And you're able to put cards out onto the board that you can interact with other people out here, and then you have your own stuff here. And there's just so much going on.
Yep.
Normally that kind of freaks me out, and I don't tend to love that, but for whatever reason, Black Angel is so well done.
Yeah,
things
kind of fall off the board, the next board comes up, and you're kind of the idea is that the Blank Angel
right.
doesn't stop, and you're sending out these like robot
Yeah, so like
spaceships.
chunks of the board will come off, and you like slap it over here, so like cards like fall off.
And you actually get
It's so
bonuses
cool.
for some of these things that fall off of these planets. And then you're fighting these other,
Spez.
I think they're Reapers?
Pretty sure it's Spez. Reapers? That sounds right.
Reavers
of
I think
Midgard
they're
in
No,
space?
yeah, I think it's Reapers. And they'll like, if you, depending on which planet you go to, they'll start attacking your ship.
Yes.
And there's a very small co-op element where parts of the ship are broken, and you're kind of hoping that somebody else will fix them, so you don't have to do it. But then
it's
again,
like when there's a sink full of dishes.
Everybody's kind of looking
You're
at
hitting
them.
around. You're like, man,
somebody's gonna have to do that at some point.
I sure need one of them cups over there.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah. Anyways, what's yours? Your number 8. We're on to 8.
My number 8.
Yeah. What is it?
My number 8 is the
The
Grimm Masquerade.
what?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't know you at all. Who are you? Not because that shouldn't make it. That's not my reaction is not because I don't think you should be on your list. It's just surprising. And number 8 too.
Yeah, number 8. I was trying to figure out. I knew I wanted it on the list. Trying to figure out where it should go.
Sure. That's a fun game.
And Grimm Masquerade, it's one of those. I'm not necessarily sure I like it better than the other two.
Okay.
I think I do.
Okay.
But it's the amount of times it's going to get played. It's going to get played more often than the other two that I've picked already. It's a good game. It starts at 5 player. It's like a deduction game, not social deduction, but like a deduction game.
Yes.
Where everybody's a certain character. You're trying to figure out what the other character is.
Yeah.
And you do that through process of elimination. So it's like basically a true deduction game.
You do love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like that kind of game.
It's a fun game.
And they do it in definitely more of a party atmosphere.
Yep.
And you can make it pretty light, or you can make it not heavy, but like more elements to it. So really neat. 5 players. Plays really well. We've taught it to a lot of people. People pick it up right away.
It's a hit every single time, and it's
got like
beautiful.
the Disney,
Come on,
Disney princess theme, and with other things obviously,
it's got
like
little roses
the Beast
with
and Cinderella,
like roses and all that.
Yeah, really cool. A lot of good stuff wrapped in one package.
Sure.
Moving on to number 7.
My number 7 is point salad.
Oh, okay.
It's
all right.
just
you did like this one. I like this one a lot too.
Cute. You got peppers. You got onions. What don't you got?
I was spoiler. This one was close for me.
Wasn't?
Yeah, it's not on my list.
Really? Okay. Yeah. You know what? That actually.
I like it. It's
me.
I don't know. Maybe it's not too light.
No. Okay.
Because it's great. It's great in so many atmospheres.
Okay, it's a deck of cards, and for a deck of cards that has salad on it.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to score.
Neat.
And I love that when you take something, it doesn't have to stay that thing. You can flip it over and use it to your advantage in any way. If you're trying to save up your onions or your red peppers, I don't know why this is happening.
Yeah.
It's adorable. It's fun. I think I played it for the first time at my birthday party. We had
that's
everybody
right.
over
I think
here.
That's right, yeah. A little birthday bash.
A little birthday bash. It's just adorable and very satisfying and cute for like a deck
I might
of
regret
cards.
not putting this on my list.
I think you're going to regret it. I think you're going to regret lots of things right now.
Maybe.
Anyways, what's yours?
But it's good. I like it a lot. It's,
Yeah.
But
it's good.
My number 7. What do you think?
Point salad.
No. That would be funny, though.
That would be hilarious.
No, it is Reavers of Midgard.
Okay.
Reavers of Midgard. This one has gotten a lot of...
Yeah.
Some like it, some don't, I guess.
Okay, well, there were so many issues with the production of it.
Well, there's that, sure. But the actual gameplay, I've heard a lot of people, it's a little bit too long, people are saying. Which, I think I agree with that. I think it's probably maybe a half hour longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, I agree.
But I wouldn't call it too long.
The one thing that I did keep hearing that was negative about it from a few different people was that the set collection cards, like, you could run away with the game with that. Do you find that to be true?
People have said that, but honestly, we had somebody that went hard in on set collection.
Yeah.
Like, basically, that's all he did. Plus, had 2 ways of getting more set collection cards and just really going through that deck a ton. And he only won by, like, 12 points.
Oh, wow.
And in a game where you're scoring 200 points, that's not too bad.
Okay.
So, I don't think it's
because I've only played once, I think.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
It's good. Yeah,
oh, my
it's really
goodness.
good looking.
Except for the scary, like,
the map is
Leviathan
fantastic.
creature in the water. That is the sickest thing
you don't
I've
like
seen.
underwater creatures very much.
Oh my gosh, I did not want to see
the ones that kind of crawl.
Okay. The art's great. It's super fun.
Yeah, it's like
I would
a
say it's a
single worker
pinch long.
placement.
I'd say it's a pinch long. But other than that,
Yeah,
I love when you have to
long.
like you have to go out to sea, right, with your crew, and like things can happen, like you starve.
That's one of the things
like,
you can do, right? You can.
cool.
So it has
I
some
like that.
similarities
I like
to
it.
Champions of Midgard. You might be familiar with that. One of them came out a year or two ago, a couple years
I
ago.
haven't played that one actually.
And that one's That one's more like Lords of Waterdeep. Now this one has definitely some similar elements to it, but it is its own game, and you could definitely have both. For instance, they're plenty different enough. But it's like a single worker placement. You go out and I like it because when you go out to that space, everybody has a chance to do that space.
That's right.
To a lesser degree.
Game.
Yeah, to a lesser degree. So everybody has the opportunity to do something on your turn, essentially.
I like doing stuff on other people's
So
turns.
sometimes you're like, well, if I go here, it's really beneficial for me, but it might be just what this person needed, so I'll hold off on doing that next round or something. Right. So I like that a lot.
About that element.
They have that in a few different games, but I think it's really done well in this one.
Sweet game. I love that.
We're almost halfway there. This is our number 6.
My number 6 is called Extraordinary Adventures Pirates.
Pirates. Pirates.
Pirates. And the word colon is
This is
spelled
one I
out.
haven't played yet.
Okay, that's right. It was a game that you were in the kitchen, I was in the living room. I think we played with 5
Little
people?
upstairs, downstairs action.
No, I think it was 4 people. I can't remember. Who cares? It doesn't matter right now.
I remember you guys kind of laughing and having fun with that.
I didn't know that I loved it this much until a couple days later I found myself thinking about it, and usually when that happens, that means I just love something. Like for movies or whatever, if I'm thinking about it a couple days, I'm just like, dang. It was a lot of fun. I didn't love the board, but I actually just heard from someone that's like a real map. So my opinion went up knowing that.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was
trying to figure out what game
because I feel like the
about.
board is so big, and then the spaces that your ship is on are like.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, there's so much negative
that.
space. I don't like when there's just negative space, and I think it's a waste. But it's pretty. Anyways, one of my favorite things about this game is the experience that it affords you. So towards the end of the game, everybody was standing, okay? I love when that happens, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's standing up. Yeah. Slow clap. And we were just like, kind of bent over the board and trying to make our decisions, and you're trying to get people to get, like, you can't be in the same port as somebody else at the same time. So you need them to turn around, drop off their stuff, and get out the way so you can get in. You're picking up crates and taking them to your specific people to pick up, and you get more points by that. It's cool. So there's 3 tracks on it that your ship can go along, and you can strategically place before the game starts your crates out there and kind of get an idea of where you want to go.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work out the way you want, which was, it's fun. It's cool.
I know almost
really
nothing about this game, so my comments stop there.
They stop there, and I probably got something wrong. Yeah, somebody correct me in the comments, but be nice, all right? What's your number 6?
Please do. On Mars is my number 6.
Oh my god!
This one I had just played for the first time a week or two since this recording.
I didn't get to play with you.
It's good. It's a Vidal Lacerda game, which I've only played like a couple of his. Escape Plan and Kanban, which I know you're not a huge fan of. But it's good. I like this one. It's a lot of good colors. Production quality is fantastic. It's really cool. And there's this, you're constantly going from the surface of Mars into the orbit of Mars, and there's different actions on different sides of the board. And you have to keep your workers on that side of the board until you make that return trip around back to them. So you start off with, I think, 3 workers to begin with. So if you do 3 workers on one side, you go to the other side of the board, and you have no workers to do anything with. So you have to save one.
And I hate when I'm on Mars and that happens to me.
And then you have to catch the ship back. If you catch the ship back, then you get to do like the actions, the in-between actions, which would be like a harvesting or putting out stuff on Mars to find. So you have a rover that goes out and like searches for different things and picks stuff up. You have a robot, which is the thing that's actually like building your structures. Lots of cool things.
I heard it's very, very in-depth. Is this the case?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of his lighter games for sure.
It is?
Yeah, his stuff's like Lisboa or something. It's like
Who
super
made this game?
Lacerda.
Lacerda?
Yes.
I will not be playing many of your games, sir, if you are, sir.
Yeah, sometimes they get like, not too heavy, but like sometimes I just don't want to think that much, right?
You know what? We do life every day,
But this
and
one
when
I
we
thought
play
was
games.
not too heavy. It was like a good balance of kind of heavy, lots of stuff going on.
Okay.
You can diversify or kind of concentrate, I think. It's just a really good package.
That's very cool.
Yeah, good stuff. We're now halfway through. This is where games start getting good. Number 5.
Okay, my number 5 is, and I don't know if this counts necessarily because I'll tell you why right now. I'm going to say it right now. Century, A New World.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I could not say that. Okay, because I love it combined with Century Spice. Does that count then? I love it by itself,
well,
but I love it so much.
It's kind of an expansion. Like,
right?
you know, they play together. That's what I mean. They're obviously all standalone.
It's its own game, but combined with one, I love that experience every time.
I mean, there's
it
games that
so
are
fun.
higher on my like all-time list because of an expansion.
Right.
Just makes it that much more better for me.
Yeah, so A New World, I mean, yeah, I think it's legit too. That's why it's on my list, son. It's cozy fun. Cozy fun.
This one, it's a worker placement version. So the first one was like kind of an engine building. The second one was a pick up and deliver.
Yeah, which
this
I
last
didn't really
one was
like the
worker
second
placement.
one.
Worker placement's
And
just
that's probably why. That's
which
gotta
is one
be,
of my favorite mechanics
I love
anyway.
worker placement.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just so fun. And then mixed with the engine building-y side of Spice.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool
It's a
balance.
good combination.
It's really cool.
Yeah. If you're going to buy one, I would probably still just buy the original just because it
Sure.
plays better with everybody.
Yeah.
But as a standalone game, it's definitely my favorite of the trio as a standalone,
Yeah.
The New World.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
What's your number 5, sweetheart?
Oh, baby. My number 5 is a crossover with you.
Oh my gosh.
Our
Black
first
Angel.
crossover.
Black Angel, right?
No.
Oh.
No. It starts with Res and ends in Arcana.
Does it end in Arcana and start with Res? Oh my gosh.
Yes, Res Arcana.
We know each other so
I have
well.
talked about this game quite a bit already, so I'm not
Yeah,
going to go into
you sure did.
Not going to go into details.
Took over my moment.
Your moment.
Yeah, I was like, this is my game, and all of a sudden you're like,
moment.
shut up, I have so much to say right now.
Well, it's because it's on my list.
That's where that passion was coming from.
Res Arcana, guys, check out before this, earlier in the video,
Yeah.
Res Arcana, fantastic
It was my
game.
number 9. It was my number 9.
Definitely pick that one up. Coming up to number 4, what do you got, Ellen?
Number 4 is something you're going to love, I think.
Maybe.
Okay, Skulk Hollow.
Ah, yes. I do like this one.
Skulk Hollow we saw at, what was the name of the convention? Gamehole Con, I believe it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Madison.
In Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
And we're saying they're looking at it. I was totally intrigued because it's just the cutest thing. First of all,
art is fantastic. The box is stunning. You might see it in the corner right here.
Oh, yeah.
You might see the bottom. I don't know how much you can see.
It's got a big old creepy monster on it. It's so cool. The art attracted me right away because I'm like, man, that reminds me of Robin Hood. I talked to the guy who produced it. No,
the designer.
The designer was there, and then there was somebody else I was talking to about it. Anyway, I don't want to say names because I don't know. But anyways, I'm like, why does this remind me of Robin Hood? And he's like, the guy who worked on it actually used to work at Disney and was inspired by, some of the old cartoons and animation, and Robin was one of them, and he kind of put pieces and elements in there. So that is so cool to me. I was like, what?
It's definitely got a touch of that artwork, yeah.
It does. Anyway, so we play it, and it was amazing. It's just a 2-player game where there are 4 monsters that come on the board. They're actually called Guardians, and they're ticked at the Foxen because the Foxen have come in and started colonizing and ripping up the ground and building their buildings. So the Foxen are fighting these Guardians.
They are called Foxen Heroes.
Foxen Heroes. I know. It's like you decide.
They're trying to just get along and live
really
on the land together.
Here.
So I don't know. Pick a side.
But anyways, you have a central board that is a grid, and you're kind of chessing it out in the middle. You're outmaneuvering each other.
Yeah, it's like moving. You're trying to get to the Guardian space. To actually interact with the Guardian and fight them. There's different places. Like you have the town that's where you spawn.
Yeah, your town and
there's different areas you're going to.
Or something.
Yeah, and when you add the relics, then you're really trying to move around the board to pick up those pieces.
So cool.
Yeah.
That is, the relics give you abilities during the game.
It's like a little mini expansion.
Yeah, and it is really mini because it's just a tiny little added thing. It doesn't change anything. But anyways, your Guardian is a separate board, and it's off to the side, and as a Foxen, you can leap up onto it, and depending on where you're at, located on its body, there's different things you can disable to disarm the Guardian player from being able to use his, sizzle.
Right, exactly. So the Guardians have different things, and each part of the body disables, that thing. One of them is sizzle,
That's the way...
So you take that out, and then now they can't use that ability. And maybe that's, the prime opportunity that they needed to use that ability, and you just disabled it. And you're switching strategy.
Frustrating.
Really neat. Yeah, a lot of tactical gameplay back and forth. Very cool.
I got very mad at you with that one.
Yeah, well, It's a two-player, head-to-head, fighting game.
You're going to fight.
You're going to get that, baby.
If you get mad at all during games, you're going to get mad at this one.
Oh, you know
so we are on 4. I had to look at my thing. So so what's your 4?
I am on 4. So you, this is a crossover.
Okay.
It's one that you've said recently.
Black Angel.
A little bit more recent.
I don't know. Res Arcana?
No, this is really, really...
Skulk Hollow?
Recent. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I knew it was going to make your list.
It's really good.
So it made our 4? Both of our 4?
Both of our 4s.
It's like we were meant to be or something. This is so dreamy.
Yes. For all the same reasons. I love playing the Guardians. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it is.
The 4 different Guardians.
Really good at it.
4 different sets of cards. 4 different ways that you have to work and attack the fox and beat the fox, and with the abilities that you have, and how those cards come up happen too. So
yeah, right.
You can't just do whatever ability is on your card or on your sheet. You have to wait until you get the card for it. And sometimes there's only 1 or 2 of those throughout all of your cards. And then you can only move in certain directions with the cards. You can only move right.
Oh, man.
You can only move left. Some of them obviously let you move everywhere, but there's only a couple of those.
And I like that it says flank left. I love that kind of lingo in game. I'm like, all right, take my little fox and flank left. It's just cool.
Right. And each Guardian has its own win condition also. So it has a base win condition of if you kill the fox and hero, then you win. Otherwise, there's some kind of alternate ability or alternate victory. One of them being, you have to go around and collect all of these relics that are out there.
Yeah.
Or these tokens. I forget what they call those.
Yeah, what are they called? Shoot, I don't remember.
Anyway, you pick those up, and then you can win the game that way also. So lots of neat stuff going on. My favorite by far,
really good game.
2-player game of the year. This one you should check out. We're in our top 3. These games are really good.
Yep.
All of them are really good.
This is
but these
big
are
time.
These are really gooder.
These are really the goodesters. Top 3, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Here we go.
Hit me with it.
Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Paladins
Thoughts.
of the West Kingdom. This one's good.
Okay, so I've played Raiders. I've played Architects. I'm like, this is going to be the same. And all of a sudden I'm like, it is absolutely not. It is so much heavier.
It's heavier. It's
because
definitely
there's a lot more that you have to think about. It doesn't... Okay, I love...
Thinking about stuff?
You think about things?
Thinking's hard.
Raiders feels very attacky. I feel like a Viking when I play Raiders, okay? I feel like a Viking. Architects, I feel like an architect. I'm building. Paladins, what do I feel like? I feel like I need to be very, brainy. It makes you think in a different way.
Yeah.
Colors are triggering different colors, which allow you to place things in the central board. So you have your own board, and you're trying to, do your very best here. But really out here is where a lot of the important stuff happens.
Yeah, there's 3 different tracks, and each one of those tracks will basically more than likely give you the bulk of your points. How far you got on these tracks? There's a faith track. There's a wealth track.
Yeah,
and there's another track.
Shoot. I can't remember.
We're Eurogamers, guys. We go by colors.
Yeah, so it's the blue thing and the green thing.
And the black thingy.
There's a green
and
thing
the red
coming
thingy.
towards.
But you have 6 main actions? You'd say,
yes.
Yeah. There's about 6 main actions. There's plenty to do on the board. 6 main actions that let you go up these 3 tracks. Mm-hmm. But you need to be doing good in blue to get up on, say, the black track, and then you have to be doing good on the black track to be going up on the red track.
Because it's not super this is what you need to do. It's don't forget, you have to do this to do that, and there's a lot of that kind of.
You need to do well at least a couple of tracks.
Pre-thinking going on, and there's also a row of dudes that you can send on a mission or hire into your hand, and based on what you decide to do with that person, you get 2 different things. So that's kind of cool too. It's
lots going on this one. It's a little bit of a complex game. It's not just it's definitely got a steep learning curve.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say it's maybe too convoluted or too much, unnecessary.
Yeah, well, who are they? Okay.
Exactly. But it's good. It's a little bit puzzly too, because you do have to figure out what your best combination to get things up. I haven't played it a ton. I've played it 4 or 5 times now, and for me, it's gotten a little linear. But that might just be my play style. So I wonder if somebody that's played the game 15, 20 times, if there's like a perfect strategy to this game.
Let us know.
I mean, I can almost kind of see
know.
that there's a certain way.
Well, I haven't played it as many times as you, so I don't know. I do know that I wasn't very good at it.
That'd be my one.
That's what I do know.
Right, but I don't play games enough. I don't play a single game enough to get into those kind of things. So usually, if it's got plenty of game for me for 7, 8 games, that's perfectly fine with me.
So what is your number 3?
Well, my number 3, for the second time in a row, babe, we have a crossover of the exact same game.
Really?
It is Paladins
of
the West Kingdom.
You can't not have Paladins in your
list. Okay, so we play a lot of games together, obviously. We tend to game together.
We tend to do this.
Tend to game together.
Okay.
So we do play a lot of the same games, and therefore we're playing games more with each other than like the same games more and more because we like them both.
Yep.
And we're not going to play one game that I really like and you don't like at all.
Nope.
So those games aren't going to get played.
That's not going to happen.
So that's kind of funny though. Still, that we have 2 in a row that are crossovers.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I feel like we definitely should get married then.
Well, I think so. I think maybe
if we get one more game that matches up.
We'll give it one more game and see if we're compatible, and then we'll get married and have 4 kids over 12 years.
Who will drive us crazy? Okay.
Paladins. I pretty much said it all already, guys. It's a good one. Definitely not for everybody, and I can definitely see where people are going to like, Raiders, Architects, and Paladins are different games.
Yeah.
But they are compared. Mm-hmm. And Architects and Raiders is going to hit for more people, I think, than Paladins.
I agree.
We're getting very close to number 1. We have this pesky little 2 in the way, though. Ellen, what is it?
My number 2, y'all, is Taverns of Tiefenthal. And I heard just today, that the TH is pronounced as a T, so Tiefenthal? I don't know.
We should ask my brother-in-law.
His brother-in-law, which is also German. My brother-in-law. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yes.
I just had like a wait.
My sister's husband, yes.
Yeah. He is German.
He is German.
And he would know.
He came over.
Ask him.
He came over from Germany at a young age.
He wore lederhosen to middle school.
They made him. His brother was in high school, and they made him wear lederhosen to high school.
Wasn't a good situation.
Big, strong German family there.
Anyways, I don't love the theme. I'm not a drinker. I don't know what schnapps is. I learned by playing this game. I would have had no idea. So the theme, but it is so fun. It was so fun. We played all the modules. I think there was like 9 or something. I think
you played all
crazy.
but 1, I think.
We played all but 1, and it was the starter conditions for each individual player. And it was because it was our first game. We're like, let's just see what this is about.
I don't think I can imagine it without all of the modules.
That is so important to say, because there were a lot of people who were like, man, I heard such good things, and I played and it fell flat. It just was so kind of basic. You really need to play with the modules, I think.
I think so.
I can't imagine it without it. But basically, you're running a tavern, and there's people who come in, and you're trying to keep them happy. And then there's the nobles come in that are worth a ton of points at the end, so you want to get those into your deck.
Right, but they can clog up your deck a bit.
They can clog up your deck too, but you also want them because they're big points. So you're trying to figure out when to go for those.
It's kind of a standard kind of card building kind of game. So it has a card building aspect to it. You're purchasing them, you're putting them in your deck, you're laying them out. You're trying to get other cards that help you lay more cards out and things. Yeah. It's done really well.
It's done really well, and I love the look of it. It's just like this tavern, but in this town, you can just imagine being there. It's so cozy. There's a little snowman outside and snow around, and it just I don't know. It looks. I think there's actually 2 different sides to the board. Am I correct in that? One of them's the lights are out. One of them's lights on.
Yeah,
or something.
There's that. I think that's gimmicky. I think it's just a gimmick. I think.
Okay. I don't know. If I like gimmicks. Whatever.
No, I didn't say it's bad.
I love me a good gimmick.
Love me a good gimmick.
It's just fun. It's an unexpected, super fun game from 2019 that I really enjoyed. And I was like, wow, that was kind of fun.
It's good. It's good.
I can tell you didn't love it.
Not top 10 for me, yeah.
And I might be getting yelled at by some people out there. Guess what? I don't care.
Oh, baby.
I don't even care.
Watch out now.
I don't even care. Anyways, what's yours?
My number 2 has been hinted at a couple of times throughout this top 10.
Okay.
It is...
Black Angel. Is it?
Now we have to reshoot that. You totally stole my thunder. We have to cut all of this out now,
This is
and
so
we're going to have to redo this, and then people are going to think that we're
This is terrible.
serious.
We are a disaster. Okay, is it really the Black Angel?
It is Black Angel, yes.
Okay, there it is. I was
Thunder
waiting
stolen,
for it.
and I'll own it. That's okay. Black
Bubble
Angel.
busted. Busted.
Yeah, Black Angel is really good.
You loved it.
I like it a lot. I'm not sure that I'm very good at it. I think I'm decent at it. I think it's one of those games I could be much, much better at if you played it more.
Yeah.
It easily takes a turn or a game or two before you're really
absolutely
accurately playing the correct strategies.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, and it's not necessarily complex, but there is a lot going on, and there's a balance between doing everything and where you want to go first.
Yep.
And there's not like a set path, but depending on your strategy, there is kind of a general flow that you need to do.
Yeah.
And you want to generally focus on things. And then you have that board in front of you, which I like a lot.
Yep.
You have your own personal
Very
board.
cool.
And you can trigger rows or columns, so it's a 3x3 grid.
I remember I kept forgetting.
And you get to trigger everything in the same color. So there's, 3 main colors? And you trigger all those, and those will give you like a little bit of an engine building part. So you discard a card, you trigger those things, you get those things. Sometimes then you can use those for the action that you're about to do. And your dice can get like damaged depending on there's damage to the ship.
Yep.
And then you can lock away a dice because you can actually take other people's dice. Yeah. Now it's not that big of a deal.
It's not,
all in all. But I can like take one of your high dice. There's the dice are 1, 2, and 3. I could take one of your 3 dice, which is generally good for like everything, but then I have to pay you for it. Okay. So you do get a benefit from it, and then I get it, and it's not so bad, but it can be strategic to take something right when you know they're going to want to do something.
There's so many little things.
3 different colored dice.
So many nuances to that
which lets you do different parts of the ship, aspects, the actions of the ship.
Yeah.
Really neat.
There it is, you're number 2.
I like it.
Cool, I knew it was going to make it somewhere.
Dice placement, I don't know. Like even... I'm not sure more than worker placement. Obviously, they're very much hand in hand.
Sure.
But dice placement games get me every time. I love them. I love them a lot.
That is true.
Yeah, they're good stuff. Guys, you've made it this far. Thanks for sticking around with us. We're at our number 1 of 2019.
Guys,
it is Ellen.
So excited.
Your number 1. I could peg this from a mile away, I think.
What is it?
Is it Rurik?
Yeah.
Dawn of
Kiev?
Kiev?
Okay. I love this game. It honestly, I remember, so we're looking at 2019 games, and Randy brought this one up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot it was 2019. Because it feels so... like a classic. Like, of course this has to be in my collection. It feels like something that has to stay and has always been in my home and in my heart.
Okay, all right.
There's a new mechanic in it that they're calling auction programming. I don't know if that's technically in the rulebook or if that's just something that was floating around online.
I believe it is.
That aspect of the game is so interesting because that's where all your strategy comes in. You're trying to figure out where to put your meeple with they're numbered like 1 to 5, depending on how many players are playing is how many you bring out into the game. You're trying to figure out where to place that because the number on it can actually mean the value or the turn order, right? Am I saying that correct?
Right, it means both, right.
Okay, exactly. So you can use it for either one, and you also have money that you can collect.
Well, it works for both, right. It does both.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't I say that?
Well, you said it works for either one. I thought you meant you have to choose.
Oh, no. Yeah. Sorry. Anyways, then
Just making it clear.
You have money, too, that you can use to put on that meeple to change the value of it. The lingo gets a little confusing for me.
So it's right, exactly. So it's
this
it's
is
either,
your number 1 game, isn't it?
Wow, cat's out of the bag here, guys. Cat's out of the bag. Yes, Rurik, Dawn of Kiev.
Okay,
we'll just talk about it together.
I knew it
as our number
because
1.
we both love it so much, and I'm like, just help me say this because I can't get this out, and I'm falling on my face.
No, it is fantastic. I've said that a number of times, but that's what top 10s are all about.
That's
fantastic
true.
games, right?
That's true.
Yes, so it is used for 2 different things. So the number is your turn order that you get to resolve your effects on, and also the strength of whatever action you're picking. So there's 4 main ones. There's moving, there's mustering, which is putting out troops, there's building buildings, and then the other one that I can never bloody remember
The attacking?
It's resource, the harvesting, they call it.
Oh, sure. Like on your boat or whatever, you bring things onto your boat.
So if you're got a high number on that track, so there's 3 or 4 spots for each one of those 4 main actions. And so if you're the highest on that track, you have to use a high number meeple. And that high number meeple will let you say, get to the highest track, and that's muster 4 troops or move 4 troops. Okay? But that 5 is up there, and you're not going until you're the last person to go. Because you have to wait for all the ones to go.
I want all that value on that because I want to do a couple of buildings. I know I need to build. But you're last because you used your 5.
It's
That's
not
where your
necessarily
going
to stop you from doing that action.
No.
It's not one of those kinds of things. But you have to strategically put them out. Because if you move...
Mess up your order.
If you move first with a 4 and you muster at a 5, you're going to be moving like nothing. So you have that in the back of your mind. So you're just like, okay, I really need this many, and I really need to win this area. But if I don't do them in this right order, I'm going to get screwed. I'm going to be moving no troops.
So you can use your money to change the number of the value of it without changing the place value.
Without
you
changing
can put
your
a 1
play order
meeple
value.
down and then stack 5 coins on that, and then equals...
Right, it'll be 6 on the
but you're still
track.
going first because your meeple says 1 on it.
Right.
So I love that.
So it just changes one of the 2 aspects.
And it's actually pretty easy to get money in the beginning of the game because I think it's for every extra resource you have, right, that's out of your boat or something.
It's for every track that you're not up on. So there's the scoring track.
Yeah, so it's not devastating to not be up on a track somewhere in the beginning.
Right.
And then you start going, wait
There's
a second.
warfare. There's a warfare track.
Yes.
There's a building track. There's a area majority track, and then there's a resource track because when you're harvesting stuff, you're putting them in your boat.
Yes.
And depending on what things you have in your boat, the more you have in there, the more points you score, and also if you get more of the same thing, you'll get coins for those and things.
And there's also players out there that you attack them. And then they have a little sticker on the bottom of them, and that's a resource that you get. So you kill them, get rid of them, and then you get that thing. Yeah, the rebels.
And then you can attack each other, it's
cute.
Very Euro attacking.
Yes,
you play a card, you attack them.
Yep.
There's nothing they can do about it. Now, depending on what's going on, you have to draw cards, and if they have a certain symbol on them, you also die. So you're not sure if you're going to die or not. But it's not based off of die rolls.
Yeah, and it's not area control, it's area majority, which I love. I hate area control. It stresses me out.
And in this
so
one,
much.
it's an important distinction because you can share. You could be on the same spaces as everybody in the game for the whole game.
And be happy neighbors
Be happy neighbors.
You could just live in peace for Pete's sake.
But if you have area majority, your actions are generally cheaper. Like your build action and your harvesting actions are cheaper because you have control over it. And also when you're attacking, you draw less cards that could potentially kill you if you have the majorities. So many good things in this game. Seriously.
It's one of those games that I don't know that there's 5 games out there that I'm I don't know that I could turn that down if somebody asked me, and that one's right up there.
I seriously want to play it right now.
We played it 2 nights in a row, which is big for me because I don't like to repeat games that often. I need to have something fresh. But man,
this one we definitely need to play again. That one's over there. I really don't think you can see it, but it's over there too.
Also, the I think the Dice Tower guys, they played it live.
They did a live
on the 24.
I think they all liked it. I think.
Marathon.
I don't remember exactly.
They all loved it. Yeah, it's fantastic.
This one's good, guys. It plays well at all player counts too. We've played it at all 2, 3, and 4.
Yes.
It's also a solo mode, right? Which we have not played the solo.
Is there a solo mode?
I think there is.
Gosh, I don't even know.
Don't quote me on that. We're not solo gamers very much.
Definitely not.
I think there is a solo mode though.
Okay.
Anyway, check that one out. Anybody can pick this one up. It's simple to understand. Definitely takes a little bit to master it. Everything's different because you're literally interacting with everybody on the board where people are going.
And shout out to the art too. I mean, honestly,
I'd call this one a number 1 kind of a game.
Yeah, I would say it's a number 1 in a category about 2019. I've had my eye in this game forever too because I remember the Kickstarter for it was coming out a while ago, and it showed
crowdsourcing the imagery and what you like A or B, which I think is always a neat thing that designers do.
Was it for that game that they did that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw it and I'm like, that's amazing, and some of the cards I saw it, so I just kind of had my eye on it, and then we went to this convention. The same convention that we got Skulk Hollow from.
It was a good convention.
It was real good. We cleaned up. Good. And there it was, and I was just like, this is gorgeous. So the art is just, oh, man. All
there
around
you go, guys.
awesome.
Our top 10 of 2000.
I hope you liked it. I hope you liked it.
Yeah. Bad accents to
We couldn't be not weird at
Bad
the
accents
end.
to end the games, guys.
We just ruined everything.
We do appreciate you guys sticking with us this entire time, if you did.
If you did.
But you know what? If you didn't, we're not thanking you because you didn't even get to this point.
That thank you.
And if you fast forwarded to the top 3,
then you cheated.
That's fine.
And you can't cheat
because those count as views, and that's all we care about. I mean, we care about everybody, of course.
Oh my gosh. That was
If you like it though, like what we do, subscribe,
do it,
like, bell, all the stuff you have to say. Whistles. People say you have to say it, and we're saying it, so I do apologize.
It is really annoying.
But thank you guys for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you.
We really do.